Hello, my name's Tony McGuire. This is the movie I've been filming. From the lava fields in Hawaii off to Bali, Indonesia with the dancers and the temples. I was filming all of the different things in the Pacific Islands in order to show the festivals and ceremonies that I was going to send off to Netflix. So while being in Cebu and going to the detention center and filming the prison dancers, I'm thinking it was about time I took a vacation and got some footage of some beaches. So I was heading off to a place called Puerto Princesa, Palawan that I'd heard about, and up the coast, a place called El Nido. So off I went, landing in Palawan, and people met me at the airport because they wanted me to go meet this man named Edward Desagradon. He had heard about me filming in the Cebu area and wanted to talk to me. So before I could get to Anido and meet my wife, Mary Rose, there I was at a chocolate cake birthday party talking to Edward Hagridon. And this is my meeting. And this is where the
How
story
did you go about
changes.
putting all of this together?
Actually, I'm only talking about Puerto Princesa,
Oh.
capital of the province of Palawan.
Perfect.
We're in the middle of the Long Island province of Palawan.
Gotcha.
And I took over in 1992. I think everything was providential, because when I was delivering my inauguration speech, that was the first time I ever spoke in public. First time. I was even, I think, I don't even know what I'm talking about because for the first time I faced so many people.
When was this?
This was in 1992.
1992.
I ran for mayor in 1992, not because I thought I'm going to win, but because I just want to give a problem to the mayor then, who was there for 27 years. And I feel he hasn't done anything good for the city, so I said I'm going to fight as mayor. But it's like, David and Goliath. I was a neophyte, I never worked for the government before, I'm an undergraduate. But I wanted to bring change to the city. And so it was in 1992 when my friends pushed me in the political arena and I tried my luck and I was so surprised I won. I won. And that was the beginning. Because I never worked for the government before. And,
What was you doing before you decided to get into government?
well, we can say I was everything a mother wouldn't like her son to be.
Enough said.
And so when I became the mayor, I was so humbled by that experience because I'm not from this place. Actually, I was born in Manila, in Metro Manila. And for the first time, the people elected a mayor who's not a native of the place. So I was thinking maybe I was there at the right time, right place when people wanted change. And for a while I thought I'll just, take it easy and just let it flow naturally. But when I became the mayor, I felt I had a great responsibility for the people. So out of gratitude, I told them I'm going to protect the resources that rightfully belong to the Palawanis. And so that's what started our environmental consciousness drive. It became the center of our administration trust to protect the environment. And we started hitting on all the illegal operators here, the untouchables. And I'm happy that with the support of the people,
You cleaned it up.
we're now, yes, being very, very successful. As a matter of fact, Puerto Princesa now is the center of all the study tour of the different local government units. They all come here to learn from our experiences, from the successful programs that they have. And I was surprised the tourism has jumped up from 12,000 in 1992 to 297,000. And that's how big it is. And when we got the independence from the province, there was a huge jump in the influx of people, investment, and even airlines. Before we had the independence, we only have one flight a day. Now we have 9 flights, 9 flights a day, and we're now being used as a model by the entire country when it comes to environmental protection.
You must be proud of yourself for having such.
Proud of our people.
Yeah.
Without their support, it would be very difficult. I don't think any mayor will be able to succeed without the support of the people. But we have to be firm. We have to be doing it by example. We cannot say one thing and do the other. So when we go around, slowly I will show you the different stages of our administration.
Wonderful.
And we started from a very dirty city where the crime rate is going up to the present. And as we go along, maybe we can talk.
Yeah, first he asked the councilman to give him a few months, I think a month or two, to show them what he can do. And then next is he told me, clean the city. So he told me to be the street sweeper, and I became the street sweeper. So with my sister and I, we started going around, monitoring, looking at some garbage, etc., etc. And then that started Oakland Linis.
Ah, so that was one of the first programs.
Yes.
And because of there only being such a small amount into the coffers to help, he went out and spent that on rooms and stuff for the people to use.
Right.
And then he made some new laws in about being fined if you threw litter. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Everything here is a no.
Yes.
Illegal is a no here.
Okay.
There are no bargainings when it comes to illegal actions. We've come up with ordinances that really would be tough on those criminals or those who would violate the laws. When you say illegal logging, illegal gambling, illegal fishing, illegal mining, no mining, you've got it. Anything that would destroy, the environment, that would be bad for the people, is a no-no.
So the mayor introduced me to Dr. Jerry Ortega to take me and show me how things work.
This is the place called Honda Bay, and the people here are basically fishermen by profession. Back in 1992, most of them are engaged into a lot of illegal fishing activity. But thanks to Mayor Hagedorn, when he came into power, he talked to them and convinced them to help him in his agenda in tourism and environmental conservation. And they have given up their fishing activities that are not very good to our environment, and they took part in a community tourism business here.
So you're self-sustaining,
Yeah.
and this has gone from before where they were illegally fishing
yeah.
to now being a sustainable thing where everybody is profiting in a positive way about it and saving the environment.
Yeah,
So the fishing boats have gone into being tour boats now.
yeah,
Kind of like swords to plowshares, right?
There's a proliferation of crown of thorns here. It's also them took it upon themselves without the government paying them. Gathered all the crown of thorns in the coral reefs of Honda Bay, voluntarily doing it without paying. Fishing activities are not very good to our environment, and they took part in a community tourism business here. And they have organized themselves into Honda Bay Boat Owners Association. They have converted their fishing boats into tourist boats. Okay, and so they are now organized. They are registered with the government, and the business, as you can see, is being administered by the women of Honda Bay. These are not college students, these are not graduates of any particular course, but through their experience, they're able to manage their business like a corporation. And this corporation is owned by the community, and all of them are benefiting from it. So, and then they take care of the environment. To me, this is the highest form and the full maturation of democracy in the Philippines when small communities like this community are taking part in the governance and the conservation of nature.
What do they call this special place now? Is there a name for it?
There's a name for this reef called Pambato Reef,
Which means
which means it's something to be proud about. Okay, a place that they can compete with other beautiful places in the world.
and how did this name generate itself?
It's just them. They said this is something to be proud of. They thought of a name. It's them who gave the name.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Edna, the monitoring officer here. She goes around to see that everything is in order.
I'm also the one of officers of on the Bay Boatmen Association.
And Manang, she is the officer of the day.
The dispatcher.
Dispatcher.
Dispatcher. Every day we stay here to dispatch the tourists to go at the island.
We want this place to be a model for community-based sustainable tourism, especially in coastal areas in the country.
This is like basically ran by the women. They tell the men what to do.
Majority of the members are women. Yes, sir.
Women.
Jerry was telling us, Mr. Ortega, Dr. Ortega, that he has helped change this entire community around from being a community where they were exploiting the fishing practices by dynamite and cyanide and special gates, nets rather, to now you can see the tourism cars that are bringing in all the tourists to take them to the special reefs and to show them all the wondrous sights.
So after talking to Jerry Ortega for quite a while and being impressed with how the mayor was setting up all of the foundations for people to take over the businesses for themselves, I decided to take a tour boat to Snake Island. Beautiful ride to Snake Island, warm air, warm waters, just a very comfortable trip. After I got to Snake Island, I could see that there were other tour boats there also enjoying the same thing I was. Beautiful waters, clean, warm, nice place to take a family. But I was also starting to find out things about Edward S. Hagedorn, the mayor, all the projects that he had started and he was doing, and how everybody was following him. As I was driving around, it was absolutely the cleanest place I'd ever been in my life. I couldn't find anything on the ground, no bubblegum wrappers, no cigarette butts, nothing. It was just spotless everywhere I went around the city. And the mayor said it was because since he started office, it had been where everybody was aware of keeping the city clean, so that's what everybody grew up with, a clean city. Yeah, it was an enjoyable time for me. I truly was enjoying everything that I was experiencing there in the city of Puerto Princesa. The boat ride was really relaxing, seeing so many beautiful sights and experiencing how warm the water was to be able to skin dive and swim with the whale sharks. It was quite a thrill. Yes, I was really enjoying myself, but what I was experiencing was I'd never met someone like Mayor Edward S. Hagedorn before. I'm from the United States. I never met any politicians doing as much as he was doing to help his people out in my country. Sure, there's people that are nice and there's people that are extremely nice, and that's where I put Edward Hagedorn. He was in a class all of his own. All he did daily was to think about the needs of his people and what he could do to help them. And when he couldn't help them, he always gave them hope. On the weekends, the hotels would fill up and he would put on a show with the cultural dancer and Seneca singing and put a slideshow on explaining all of the programs that he was putting together and he was working on so others could enjoy them also. Always somebody from a different part of the Philippines coming to take notes on what Edward Hagedorn was doing. So after getting off my boat on my trip, I was able to experience the largest pearl in the world. pearl was incredible, 75 pounds, 1 foot by 2 foot, worth over $1 million. And it sat underneath a fisherman's bed for 10 years before it was brought out. But then I got to experience the mayor's programs myself, one-on-one, seeing what these shows that he was putting on about were doing. Yes, and even the sea in Manila by 2050 showing how much the water would rise. The mayor was doing everything he could for global warming that was coming for everybody to experience. He was protecting everything that belonged to nature as best as he could with all of his programs. He built houses for the fishermen so they wouldn't squat. He was doing amazing things. He was planting millions of trees every year so there'd be more foliage for the kids growing up to experience. The water treatment plants for the commercial people so everybody had good water. Programs that help plant trees. Many projects that he had taken and many awards he was given. Al Gore, the Global 500, 2 years in office. Here he wins one from the United Nations. Incredible feat. From an unknown fishing village to being at the United Nations. Put 8 satellite hospitals together to help all the rural people have medical care. Absolutely stopped the dynamite fishing and the pristine sunsets of Palawan and Puerto Princesa were there. Not many droughts or any uncommitted calamities until recently, but he had the first sanitary landfill and the cleanest rivers. Look how clean this river is compared to Manila. Daycares put in for the people to be able to have care for the children, and the electric vehicles that he was trying to do to replace all the trikes in the city. The love affair of nature, which we're going to see later, where they have planted all of the trees to help everybody get more foliage. It was a great vacation place, tourism, and it really increased a lot. And the agriculture in all different areas was booming. The Opus Landis was a great program where they had the cleanest city in all of Asia. It was amazing. Helena Hagedorn also won awards for all the service she had given to the city, helping the mayor. It was definitely becoming a tourist spot now that the mayor had gotten everybody going in the same direction. You couldn't find a cigarette butt or a piece of gum on the street, it was so clean. He stopped the illegal logging with all the people coming in with chainsaws, no more. Yes, Mayor had really done some wonderful things, creating a beautiful place to come and see and come and visit. As you can see here, just absolutely pristine and gorgeous. But then there's the crocodile farm, where upon entry you see a giant crocodile, skinned and bone, staring you in the face. But shortly after, I'm led to my guide, and he's going to tell me about it.
For commercial farming for the skin, because we have the best skin. And then we also have the endemic indigenous. It's not a very big crocodile.
The Philippine crocodile has a length of 2 meters, you tell me.
Yes, that's our indigenous crocodile.
Crocodiles.
And this is mostly one fish. of the, if not the most endangered crocodile in the world right now. So
And you have how many of these being raised here now?
around 600.
600, so you're really saving things here.
Yeah.
That's great.
Last year we released 50 individuals captive bred here in the farm back to the wild. So hopefully we'll jack up their wild population so that they can.
There he is.
Be,
Now he's
removed from the
upset.
endangered
And they're
list.
protected from hunting and so on because of the laws here?
Yes, by law.
Yes.
But in practicality, it's very difficult to assure their protection.
Yes. So you have king cobras on the island just roaming around.
Yes.
Merry
We
Christmas.
have
But this is where my story takes a change when my friend Dr. Jerry Ortega was murdered. Murdered by the governor of the island. And at the same time that he was murdered, he had a contract out for Edward Hagedorn because Edward was chasing after him and he was going to catch the people that did it. It was during this time as I was with the mayor. And everybody else was running away because of being scared. Dr. Ortega was also a radio announcer, and during his talking on the radio, he was talking about the illegal mining that was going on. And even though he was warned by people to watch what he was saying, he continued to tell the truth. And that's why he was murdered, talking about the corruption. The mayor caught the man that murdered Jerry Ortega. This is Dave and Diana. They were working on the mayor's project to replace all of the different tricycles that were polluting to electrical tricycles. So these are one of Dave and Diana's prototypes that they were making up. Very quiet, really fun to ride in.
Well, good afternoon. I'm Jordan Clow, and this is the Irwan Canopy Zipline. We're here in Puerto Princesa City in the Irwan watershed. It's actually the flora and fauna protected area of the Irwan watershed. And actually, this used to be a quarry site. This used to be called the Crusher area, but we have turned it into our Irwan Eco Park. It's not just a zip line for zip line's sake. Actually, we have the Irwan Eco Park, and so the whole idea is it's a zip line in the forest canopy, literally riding right on top of the trees. A lot of these trees didn't used to be here, but they were replanted. This is through the...
Besides zip line, there's also a butterfly farm for the family to go visit and see all the different species of the butterflies that are available in Palawan. Yes, the butterfly farm was really nice for family visits. Everybody enjoyed it. But it was soon that I was able to go to the Puerto Princesa landfill that everybody had been talking about, and I could see how they were taking piles of garbage and getting it resorted, reallocated to the plastic machine to separate the plastic and shred it, to where they had different members of the barangays coming to visit and learn how to educate themselves to do things that would help the sanitary fill. It was quite a project. Yes, all the time I've been spending with the mayor and the different days that I go with them to all the different barangays and all the people that I meet along my travels with him, I've found out one thing, that this man works 6 days a week, early in the morning to late at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, helping everybody, villagers coming to him with problems to see what they can get help from. But he's always taken the time to at least give them hope, even if he can't do anything. I found out that he has stopped all the illegal logging that was going on, all the illegal poisoning of the fish that was going on, cleaned the city up so it's the cleanest city in all of the Philippines and all of Asia also. Won the Global 500 award with Al Gore from the United Nations. Now this was a little fishing village when it started, with leprosy and malaria and a prison colony, was basically all it was known for. And along the way, Edward Hagedorn heard about a cave when he was elected, went to the cave and found out that it was an underground river. So he tried to get it taken care of, but found out that the people of the Philippines, the government, still owned it. So he went to the government and talked the government into turning it over to him, Then he went to UNESCO and got it established as a UNESCO heritage site. And after that, went to the Underground River contest with the 7 Natural Wonders of the World and won a spot on that. And now it's been a little fishing village with 1 airplane all the way up to 27 airplanes and 600,000 people coming. No one has done as much for Palawan as he's done for it. It's an absolute amazing that out of nowhere came this man, stopped his gambling activities, changed everything around, and made a 180-degree turn. But the kindness that he showed everybody was what rubbed off on me. Going with him on his birthday to 4 different hospitals and behind closed doors, seeing him pay all the bills of medication and care for the poorest of the people. Every year, 4 hospitals. Silently just goes, pays all the bills. That's integrity. That's kindness, and that's giving. Out of all of the islands in the Philippines, Palawan has the most foliage yet, because it's all being protected. Every time there's storms, Manila and other areas flood because there's no ground cover. So here is where it all starts for the Underground River. This is the launching point that you're seeing. When I first came, this was a slab of cement with a basketball hoop. Now it's all covered with places for people to shop, to relax, and enjoy before they go off on the cruise. I was impressed with the mayor. I watched him put on every weekend shows for the tourists, as you'll see in the movie here, and telling them all about the stuff that he was doing and about the environment and how strong he was. Nobody did anything illegal now. Everything was protected by the mayor. So this is where we started all off for the Underground River. Our boats park, and up to the counter we go to check in and get all the stuff I need to go to visit the Underground River. These are photos of different trips that I made. When I first came, there was hardly a crowd at all. Now it's waiting line. And of course, the monitor lizards are hanging all around, and the monkeys you gotta watch because they'll run over and they'll steal your glasses. And I almost got mine. So there's another name for the Underground River. It's the Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park. And here we go. At the time I filmed this was the longest underground river in the world. They've since found another one a little bit longer. I believe in Mexico, not sure. But inside you'll find bats everywhere, millions of bats. But they also have birds, swallows. This is the mouth of a sea cow that when tested was 20 million years old, which changed the history on that part of the world of what we knew about sea cows. And you want to know what a sea cow is? Well, this is what they look like. This is the mouth. That's the sea cow there you're looking at. When you look at them straight on, you can see the squareness of the snout. This is filmed in a place that no one's allowed, so I got special permission to film that. But you look at all the stalactites and stalagmites hanging from the ceiling and the graffiti that people put in there years and years ago. When the flashlights are out, you can't see your hand in front of your face. It's so black. Beautiful place. Many times people have come from National Geographic or other places in the world or other magazines, and I've gone with them on the trips underneath to the underground river to help show them the beauty of what was going on.
Okay. My name is Bernard Weber. I'm the founder and president of New Seven Wonders. It's an organization I have founded in 1999, and the first campaign, the New Seven Wonders of Man-Made, were officially launched in 2000. And that campaign ran for 7 years, till the 7th of July 2007, which was 70707, and ended with 103 million votes collected from all over the world, and defined the new Seven Wonders of the world, opposed to the ancient Seven Wonders, which were declared by a single man 2,200 years ago in Athens, Greece.
Fantastic.
Here about Puerto Princesa, of course, I learned about the activities, about Mayor Hagedorn. I did not know that before. Puerto Princesa Underground River, in fact, was a surprise candidate. It's an underdog, so to speak, because it's not an iconic natural site. It's not known in the world. But for me, it is equally important, even more important, because the aim of this campaign should also be to draw attention to places and sites that are less known. And when I learned about the activities of Mayor Hagedorn, I was very interested of coming here and see with my own eyes what this man has realized. And he's the living proof that if one person is motivated and determined to do something, in this case to foster the ecology of this island, to keep a good balance between nature and human beings and development, I think it's the proof that one single person with a good team can move mountains and can make a big difference. And I wish that Puerto Princesa gets voted by the people, because I think it would encourage Mayor Hagedorn to continue what he's doing, and he will have a big push in terms of incoming tourists and interest in this place. And I'm sure the remaining time he is in office, at least he will be taking good care, and he will meet the challenges that come with that, with the influx of people.
Beautiful.
The pride of Palawan, and now it is the pride of the world. It has officially been named one of the new Seven Wonders of Nature. May I also thank Mr. Weber and his organization.
President Aquino III came to visit the underground river with the mayor, and it was quite an event. They put on a show for him before they ate. Everybody was having a good time. He gave a short speech to everybody, and it was quite an event that was really celebrating the underground river after they had won the natural Seven Wonders of the world.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we request you to His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III. So we can immediately start the program.
Our idol, Mayor Ed Hagedorn, who if he ran for president probably would be here instead of me.
Mr. President and distinguished guests, I am proud to introduce to you the most loved mayor of Puerto Princesa City, Mayor Edward S. Hagedorn.
His Excellency President Benigno S. Aquino III, President of the Republic of the Philippines. We wish to acknowledge and profusely thank His Excellency President Aquino for being the first president to have visited the underground river in his first term of office. And that is to promote the underground river as one of the candidates to the new Seven Wonders of Nature. 12,000 tourists when we started in 1992, and projecting around 1.5 million tourists within the next 5 years. Everybody, we approach Father Chet Villarin and the Manila Observatory to conduct a greenhouse gas inventory of Puerto Princesa, the first of its kind in the country, thereby confirming our city's commitment to sustainable development.
Rod Smith. Behind closed doors, they talked a lot of business, but he was just one of the many people that came to visit. The Honorable Leslie Bassett came from the Philippine Embassy to talk over the turning over of the law enforcement building for the people of Puerto Princesa. Here they are signing the papers to turn over the Coast Guard facility and also that same training facility for law enforcement. This was quite a deal because before this, they didn't have the boats that you're going to see here shortly to use in order to intercept bad people doing things in the ocean, poisoning of the fish, illegal drug smuggling, or whatever it may be from terrorists. But this certainly helped them out. This big facility to train everybody, and also the boats that they used in order to maintain the safety for the people of the towns. So after the celebration, and another time, we're preparing to meet Harry K. Thomas Jr., the ambassador to the United States, who is coming to visit Mayor Edward Hagedorn in the small city of Puerto Princesa. It was quite a thing, with many dignitaries and many associated people in the government. So as the band plays the music, people start to arrive. This is Tyler Truby.
Our maritime police. And I think this is the second time because 2 years ago, exactly the same month. 2 years ago.
My name is Tyler Truby, and I'm the Acting Program Manager for the Department of Justice International Criminal Investigative Training Assistance Program, known as ICITAP, here in the Philippines. What we're doing is we're assisting the Philippine National Police, the Maritime Group, in their maritime domain awareness and security. ICITAP's main goal is we're an international police development organization. We've been tasked with funding from the Department of State, Department of Defense, and other United States government interests to assist the Philippine National Police with the Maritime Group. Well, awesome. Well, I'm glad. So they're oh, okay. But you know, it's something that is very, very important to us and to the Philippines. It's domain awareness and maritime security. It's a country of 7,000 islands, and whatever we can help to do to combat the war against terrorism and international criminal syndicates will do. Thank you very much.
Well, this wonderful day finally comes when Governor Mitra, Mayor Hagedorn, and Harry K. Thomas, Ambassador for the United States, come for the turning over of the Coast Guard station. So everybody's just greeting each other and having a good time. Slaps on the back and come on in and smoke a stogie.
Doing good, sir. Good to see you. How you doing? No. What movie is it?
It's going to be The City in the Forest, all about Puerto Princesa, the mayor, how he took office, and people like yourself coming to help expand the horizons of this country.
Oh, great. Happy to do it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tony.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
So everybody comes out to welcome the ambassador, turning over the Coast Guard station to Puerto Princesa officially. All the guards are out. Everybody's here ready to meet. Everybody's been sniffed out, and here comes the ambassador as we speak. So the ambassador hands out special medals to the guards and head over to the Coast Guard Center where they're going to turn over the Coast Guard building to Mayor Hagedorn and the city of Puerto Princesa. Tyler Tooby's there to sign also, and the keys to the city are going to be handed over, I believe, to both of them. It's quite a big moment for the city of Puerto Princesa because the boats that they're getting is going to protect them from all of the pirates and the different things that are happening in the oceans. But I'm allowed to go along, so let's take a look at what's happening with these boats. They're incredibly fast, they're well armed, and everybody is trained. Today everybody's heading out to look at the mangroves being planted on Snake Island to make sure everything is going as planned. It's one of the projects that they do in their spare time. I'm not allowed to show any faces, but we get a call while I'm there to head out to a rescue. So there's a rescue that was called in, and we're on our way to see what's going on. A boat had sank, and here the guy's going to take care of moving it out of the way. So one of the divers from the Coast Guard jumps in and swims over with the tow rope. Yes, these boats are quite the thing. They really move fast, they're well armed, and they're ready for the pirates or the different illegal activities in the ocean now, thanks to the United States of America passing on the Coast Guard station. Not allowed to show faces, but these guys sure know their job. Every Valentine's Day, there's a love affair with nature, and this is where everybody can come and get married free, but they have to plant mangrove trees first. So here they are now out on the ocean front planting mangrove trees to protect and help our environment. Everybody's excited. The mayor's there giving speeches, his wife's there, the bishops are there. Mayor hands out a little bit of a present to all the people that are involved. It's early in the morning when this all starts, before sunrise, where everybody comes to plant mangroves along the ocean front to protect the environment that the mayor has been pushing so long to keep the city of Puerto Princesa a wonderful example for everyone to follow. There's much excitement with the beauty queens coming, and everybody dressed up in their wedding outfits, white. The bishop passing on prayers to everybody, and a lot of new honeymooners tonight. Cory Corino is there, well-known news lady in the Philippines. And Mayor Hagedorn's wife, Ellen Hagedorn, there to help support in every way that she can. So this is every year this goes on. Even in the rain, people are there. Nigel Cousins from 21st Century Television, singers. A good moment for everybody, a good example for everybody, because even in the rain, love prevails.
Behind us, and as you can see, it is pouring rain.
Then we're off to the Batak Center.
Park area.
And the trek goes from where?
From Concepcion here in this area.
Typical what a village would look at, usually by a stream for water. Or their traditional breechcloth and bark cloth skirts and stuff. That they do here. Look at the colors and the textures.
Yeah, there's beauty queens everywhere. Here in the Batak village,
Nautica.
there's a young one. I give my greetings to the elder. And the music goes on with the women in the village while the young people learn the dances. At an early age, everyone is involved, passing on the customs of a long, long time ago. The young boys are out there dancing away, and eventually I'm invited to go give a few steps of my own. With the elders playing the drums and smiling on, and the women dancing also, eventually it's my turn. And there I am, fighting with one of the young men, having a good time. But he's so good, he's so good. The beautiful structures that these people have built for the main lodge is incredible. And my guide is up in the woods there taking out the plants that you can see, where they make the baskets and the different things to sell to the tourists to help supplement everything in the village.
To make the winnowing trays and the baskets.
Beautiful wares, beautiful wares. But the music goes on. And the Up With People, a group of people that come to entertain the islands with singing and dancing, has been invited up to the Batak village today to do their dancing and singing for them. So everybody shares in the music, as you'll see in a minute, after one of the elders here does a dance of the swords. A small show is put on for everybody to enjoy. Everybody's smiling as the music goes on. And everybody from the Up With People, as you can see, dancing with everybody in the village and exchanging customs. Over the years, I watched Mayor Hagedorn give many shows explaining all the projects that he was doing to the tourists that came to town and dignitaries that came to visit also. He always was performing with the singers and the cultural dancers for everybody to see, explaining to them all of the projects he was doing and how the environment was being protected. A lot of the information you've seen in my movie, like this, is from the mayor's own files. This is Manila in 2050. When the oceans rise, this is what's going to happen. And he's always leaving wide words for everybody to see and read. It shows even in the big auditoriums or in the cafes or in the little teeny areas in the hotels, were always put on to entertain the tourists, while he explained to them all of his programs so everybody could understand what he was really trying to do. We had time to play music together sometimes after hours, and this is one of those moments. But it's oft on his birthday every year to go to the 4 different hospitals and to go behind closed doors like you see here or he's going to pay all the bills for the poor people. I've never seen anything like this. No press, just him going, I was allowed to follow and capture all of what you're saying. The mayor was a very loved man. Nina Marie, his secretary here, coordinating everything, and the people in the hospital always happy to see Mayor Edward S. Hagedorn come and visit him. From one hospital to the next. All day, that's what he did. I've never met such a kind man. That's why I stopped to make the movie, because this guy does what he says he's going to do without anybody having to watch him. That's what integrity is really all about. So everybody's busy, and he's behind doors paying more bills for the poor people. This is his driver that he was helping out because he was very sick. Everybody loves to see the mayor because he's always doing something kind, something good. He's always thinking about the people first. And I've never seen him pass an opportunity up to listen to somebody carefully and at least give them hope.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
You know, this pin is very important.
Tell me why.
Always. Well, it was given to me by Brother Eddie Villanueva, a pastor of Christian Church.
Okay.
And ever since I wore this, I always cross the right path.
The history of Puerto Princesa, and pretty much until you came along, there really wasn't a lot going on the island at all. There was no reason for people to visit that had been discovered. And so long after you got into mayorship, you made the underground river that you had heard about from fishermen into a UNESCO heritage site, which put that on the map worldwide instantly. And then shortly after that, the underground river came because you lobbied to get the 7 natural wonders of the world onto the map, and you did. You won. So you basically were the one that put Puerto Princesa on the map. Because I remember you saying at the beginning in 1992, there was like only one flight. And I remember when I was leaving, there was about 25 flights and tourists coming in by the tons.
Yeah.
And then I came back a couple of years later. You were out of office, you had retired. And I noticed that there wasn't a whole lot of advertisement going on and a whole lot of things promoting all the stuff that you had done. Now you've become congressman again, and you can put things back on track with Puerto Princesa.
Actually,
Yeah.
I wasn't the one who put the city in the map of the world. It was the underground river.
Yes.
That placed Puerto Princesa in the world map. When I took over, Puerto Princesa was nothing.
Right.
Our image so negative because we were only famous for malaria, or the leper colony, and also the prison camp in Wahig.
Exactly.
And also we have so many white sand beaches, so many beautiful sceneries, but we were practically undeveloped. And the entire country is full of many similar beautiful sceneries. So why will they come to a place where it's malaria infested, where there are leper colonies here, and also prison camps?
Right.
So I thought the only thing I can do is to find a place that is unique, that we can sell to the people outside Puerto Princesa and the Philippines. That has an advantage in terms to its uniqueness. So that's when the underground river came into my mind. But the problem today, when I went to visit the underground river to start promoting it, I found out that it wasn't ours. It belongs to the national government.
Oh.
So I was so downhearted when I heard about that we cannot even enter the park even if it's within our territory, because it belongs to the national government.
Ah.
So how can I promote something that's not ours? So the first thing I did was I took a leave of absence. I went to Manila and worked for the transfer of that park to our local government. And I succeeded with the help of the help of the Lord. We were able to get the management of the park, and that started everything. It was included in the World Heritage Site of UNESCO. It was declared as a Man Biosphere environmental uniqueness.
Yes.
And also, later on, was declared as the new Seven Wonders of Nature. And that started everything to promote Puerto Princesa. And we're lucky that we are a place where there's no earthquake, no typhoon,
Right.
and no calamity. So people started coming in.
Yeah.
Relocating.
What, from 20,000 to 297,000? That's quite a few people.
That's right.
Hey,
Well, now after resting for almost 8 years, so many sad things happened in Palawan, in Puerto Princesa especially, because for the first time we were hit by a tremendous calamity, which is the COVID-19 pandemic. And then, while still recovering from that pandemic, we were hit by a very strong typhoon. The first of its kind in so many years. I think about 50 years ago was the strongest typhoon we had. And I was surprised that it came at a time when everybody was still suffering from the pandemic. So Puerto Princesa was down. There was no activity here. I started with only one flight a day. And then I ended up with 27 flights a day of different airlines coming in. But when I stepped down, and after this pandemic, and after this typhoon, it's almost zero flight a day.
yeah, I noticed you have a
Now, only
beautiful.
very short.
You have a beautiful new airport.
Well, I'm lucky. I don't know if. Yes, that airport was immediately constructed when we won the new Seven Wonders of Nature, because we cannot control the tourists anymore.
Yeah.
Imagine. Yes.
I remember.
From only about 1,000 tourists a year before. When we won, it's almost 500,000, 600,000 tourists.
It's incredible. Well, you basically put forth.
But I'm lucky that when after resting for a while, people keep on coming and telling me we're having a hard time now with the pandemic and with typhoon. So please come back to us and help us rebuild Puerto Princesa. Well, I gave in to their request and I decided to run this time for Congress.
Yes, tell me about that.
I'm happy to report that immediately after we took our oath of office, the airplanes, the visitors kept coming back.
Oh, that's fantastic.
All of a sudden, our airport was full again. So I can only thank God for that.
Well, you're quite a magnet, sir, for bringing people to Puerto Princesa.
Now we're having so many tourists again, having problems with the hotels again.
Yes.
Reservations and everything. Well, this is exactly a new horizon for me, sir, today. Because, I wasn't able to finish school.
Yes.
And to become a later, they say you must be a lawyer. But, well, I'm happy to report also that in my first 6 months, 3 of the bills, one of the 3 bills that I sponsored already made it to the Senate. It's just awaiting for the approval of the Senate in 8 months' time.
And what's the
Because
bill
they want
about?
to pass a law.
Yeah,
And then
what is
there are
it?
two more. Yes.
What is it about? The one you just passed?
Well, it might look funny for others, but for me, it's very sacred. Because in March 10 or 30, that's 2011, the pastors and the priests came to me requesting me as mayor of the city to declare Puerto Princesa as the city of the living God. Because they said, God, that there are so many city of flowers, city of dreams, but this time they want Puerto Princesa to be declared city of the living God because of the many blessings that we received, especially when we won the new 7 Wonders of Nature.
Yes.
And not only that, because we are outside the typhoon belt, and we are also outside the earthquake zone. So that's enough blessing to thank God for. So they approached me and requested me to pass a resolution declaring Puerto Princesa as a city of the living God. So we did that through a resolution. And after that, we constructed the welcome ark before the airport.
Oh, beautiful.
And, immediately after that ark was finished, that was the time we won in the new 7 Wonders of Nature. And the people started coming in, the economy started jumping. And, well, I attribute this to our declaration of the city of the living God. But the problem, after I stepped down, they forgot about it. They did not even bother to renew the paint, repaint the ark that we built. And they left it unattended. That's the time.
Wow.
Pandemic came in.
That's
and
sad.
the typhoon.
Yeah.
So when I took over immediately, the first bill I passed was the bill declaring March 10 of every year as a holiday in celebration of the peace of the city of the living God.
And paint that sign too.
I was surprised because normally a bill takes 1-2 years before it passes the second reading and the third reading. But here, today, in 8 months' time,
Wow.
it passed through the third reading. It was approved in the third reading, and now it's in the Senate, waiting for their approval. And I am confident this will pass before this year ends.
What else is
And
on?
then there's another bill that passed
Yes.
declaring Spratly Island as a marine protected area. You see, this is a controversial area in South China Sea where China has its own claim and other countries are claiming part of this. But nobody is thinking about the protection of this very important gem of nature. Spratleys is the breeding ground of all the fish that benefits Malaysia, Taiwan, Indonesia, Vietnam, China Sea especially, China especially. But there is no law passed to protect that area from destruction. So the first thing I did, also second bill I passed was the bill declaring Spratly Islands as a marine protected area. This has caused a lot of controversy because, we've been receiving calls from different fishermen, from Chinese officials. But I'm pushing through with this because I know this is very important.
It is.
If we lose the breeding ground of fish in Spratleys, we will have there will be a fishery collapse in that part of the region. And it may even lead to starvation because 34% of the world's coral reefs is found in the Spratly Islands. About 3,000 species of fish.
I didn't know
And
that.
it's really very important that we protect it.
Absolutely.
Yes, now it's on the second reading. It has been approved by the Committee on Environment, but hopefully it will be approved by the Senate.
Well, all the things you've done, Edward, have affected so many thousands and thousands of lives. And I just want to add, since I've known you, it's been 13 years. I remember the first week I met you, you talked to me, and then you had me out with Jerry Ortega, and then picking me up and bringing me along with you to the barangays. Me being picked up at 5:30 in the morning and getting to your place of work about 6 o'clock and seeing you doing exercises on the treadmill, and I'm trying to wake up. And so I get home that night about 1 o'clock in the morning, and the next morning again, 5:30 in the morning, back to see Mr. Hagedorn. And that's all you've done 6 days a week since I've known you. And even when you were out of office, I understood that you were selling land to even help the poor people when you were out of office. Is that correct?
Correct, that's right. Everything I can do to ease the lives of our people, I do it. Even in the dispensation of justice, I always dispense justice with compassion. I do not treat them as enemies, but as victims of society. So if there are any violation, I don't treat them as enemies, but victims. And we give them the best justice system we can give.
Yeah. You've done an amazing job.
Although, yeah.
You've done an amazing job, Edward. Congressman Edward. What you've accomplished is...
with the help of the people and also with the help of God. You know, I always think that everything that happened to Puerto Princesa is providential. Without him up there, we won't succeed.
I agree 100%. Well, it's been nice talking to you, Edward. I just wanted to catch up on all the things that you've been doing, and it amazes me somewhat, but I'm really not amazed because you're the only person that I know of in the Philippines that does as much as anybody can do 24/7, 7 days a week, out of love. I would truly say you're a man that loves his people, loves the land. Yeah. God bless you, sir.
And, well, it is also because of people like you who really cooperate with us and who believe in our direction and try to support us in any way they can.
Thank you.
It's not a one-man job, a one-man army job. You know, it's a total cooperation of all the stakeholders, our people, and our visitors, our friends. It's a concerted effort of everybody. And of course, with the help of God.
Well,
thank you very much for the time, certainly. I hope you can come back to the Philippines. Let's one more time go around and...
absolutely. I'm coming in 2 weeks.
Memorable past.
2 weeks I'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll wait for you.
I'll talk to you. God bless you, Edward. Love you.
God bless.
Bye-bye, sir.
Mabuhay.
Mabuhay, yeah. So this is the viewing that everybody in the city came to see. This is the last footage that I have of Edward Hagedorn since he passed away. Everybody coming to give their respects. The whole city. Flowers filled the whole room up from everybody that loved the mayor, sending wreaths. Hundreds of them. Everybody here probably had their lives in one way or another touched by the mayor, doing something kind to help them. So with the casket being carried in for everybody to view, I was left with all the thoughts that I had had over the 13 years that I had known this man. And he was definitely someone that I would never forget for the kindness that he not only showed to me, but he showed to every individual that he ever met that I met with him. He was one of a kind. He was a man of his word, and all he ever did every day was to think of what he could do to help his people and his land, and he certainly did that. No one will ever be able to do what the mayor has, and I'm glad that there is an award that's going to be passed on for future generations to follow. Yes, everybody came. It seemed like the whole entire city was there. I'm sure that everybody was there probably was someone that he helped individually one time or another over the years. He left a great impression for everybody and a good example of what a man could do. So, my movie started out about the festivals and ceremonies on all the different Pacific islands, and when I got to Puerto Princesa, I decided to make a movie about this man, Edward Hagedorn. And I asked him if I could use his name, The City in the Forest, and that's how the movie came. How was the award conceived?
I conceived that as early as 2016.
Okay.
And we had merienda here.
Okay.
We had a small party here with a handful of my best friends during my birthday on October 24. And I announced that I wanted to launch the Ed Hagedorn Eco Governance Award. And he declined. He said, no, don't, not yet. So we just held recognition events. The City in the Forest, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's like, that's why I'm writing a paper, and I'm writing a paper of what are the things that we can do to face, embrace, and ace the climate crisis. And the examples I am setting are Singapore, Costa Rica, Bhutan, and Puerto Princesa.
Right.
These are examples of what countries can do.
That made a difference so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to launch that Ed Hagedorn Eco Governance Roll of Honor in Hawaii. It's an international, I'll make it an international award, international recognition, international honor.
Dapat nga tanawin you.